What is authenticity? We keep hearing that word thrown around, and I think it's kind of losing all of its meaning because it's being thrown around and everybody's got their own kind of opinion on it. It's like just being yourself and those sorts of things, which is kind of close to the mark. But let me tell you how I define authenticity and what it is and why it's really important. Authenticity for me is two things. The first thing is doing something for its own sake. If something's really authentic, is my bass playing, for example. I did it just because I wanted to do it. Even if somebody said there was no money in it, you'll never make any money, Steve, I still would have pursued it because I was doing it for its own sake. Okay, and most of the things I've ever done, writing books or stand-up comedy, I did them really for their own sake. Okay. Now the second part of it is that once you do it for its own sake, whatever it is that you're doing will assume its own shape. Now my music was just totally that way. When I came to put a piece of music together, I never knew what it was going to turn out like. If I came up with a bass riff and I laid that track down with a drum track, that was great. But once I added something to it, it started to become something different, and it could end up in a completely different place than when I started because I was doing it for its own sake, and then it assumed its own shape. So that's what authenticity is. And if you take that approach to your business, that you have passion around something, and you start putting it out into the world how you want to do it. If you're doing it for its own sake because you love it, it's going to assume its own shape. Okay, and that's the business that you want to be in. That's what's going to make you original and differentiate you from everyone else, because you did it your way.